Dear students, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss about lipids in milk, part 3 of chemistry of milk subject. In part 2, we discussed about the classification and distribution of milk lipids, and in part 3, lesson number 25 of the ebook, what we are going to discuss about the composition of fatty acids of milk lipids and the structure of fat globules. So milk and milk products occupy a significant position in the human diet. Why they are having a significant position? Because milk and milk products are supposed to be almost a complete food, because the milk contains almost all of the fat soluble vitamins and most of the water soluble vitamins and major minerals which are required for normal growth and maintenance, along with proteins, carbohydrates and fats. That's why the milk and the products made from milk, they are having a significant position in human diet, specifically in the diet of vegetarian peoples, which is primarily attributed to the body texture and flavor of these foods. The fatty acid composition of milk lipids play a significant role in the characteristics of these products. How? This we are going to discuss. Bovine milk is composed of 98.5% of the bovine milk is composed of triacyl glycerols, and triacyl glycerols, they are formed of what? They are formed of two things. One is alcohol, which is glycerol, and other is the fatty acids. If one fatty acid is attached, that is monoacyl glycerol. If two fatty acids, diacyl glycerol, and if three fatty acids are attached through ester linkage with the SN1, SN2, and SN3 position of the glycerol alcohol, then that is called as triacyl glycerol. The nature of these fatty acids varies vastly and has a significant influence on the chemical, physical, and organoleptic properties of the fat. Although several fatty acids have been identified in milk fat, only few of them are present in significant quantity. It has been reported that more than 400 fatty acids, 400 type of fatty acids are present in milk fat, but only a few of them are actually present in a significant amount from the nutritional, physical, and chemical importance point of view. Further, 80% of the total fatty acids are distributed among the 5 fatty acids. Means only a few fatty acids are present in significant amount, and even in those fatty acids there are only 5 fatty acids which are present in a predominant amount. And what are these fatty acids? Oleic, palmitic, butyric, stearic and myristic acids. Oleic acid, acid having 18 carbon atoms with one unsaturation. Palmitic, 16 carbon atoms with no unsaturation. Butyric acid, 4 carbon atom with no unsaturation. Stearic acid, 18 carbon atoms with no unsaturation. And myristic acid, 14 carbon atoms with no unsaturation. So these are the 5 fatty acids: oleic, palmitic, butyric, stearic and myristic, which are present predominantly in the milk fat, which represents 80% of the total fatty acids. And nearly 50 of the total 80 fatty acids which are commonly encountered in milk fat, means there are more than 400 fatty acids, out of which 80 fatty acids are frequently encountered. They are more frequently found, you can say, in the milk fat. And out of these fatty acids, nearly 50 would make not even 1% of the total fatty acids. So what we can say, out of 400 fatty acids, there are only 30 fatty acids which are present in appreciable amount, and out of these 30 fatty acids, the 5 which we discussed here in the slide are present in quite a large amount. So these fatty acids, if we uh, take a look at the profile of milk fat, then these fatty acids are usually grouped on the basis of saturation. We discussed this in last video lecture. Similarly, they can also be grouped on the basis of geometric isomerism as straight chain, branch chain, on the basis of chain length as short, medium and long chain. Short, medium and long chain fatty acids we have already discussed. For example, butyric, caprylic, caproic, capric are short chain, lauric, myristic, medium chain, palmitic, stearic, long chain fatty acids. So now talking about the straight chain and branch chain fatty acids. There are two pictures in your on your screen. The one on the right hand side, there are two chains of fatty acids on one of which is written saturated fatty acids, and on the other another unsaturated fatty acids. The chain with unsaturated fatty acids is having a slight kink in its structure. It is not straight. Why it is not straight? Why it is not straight? Because whenever there is a double bond in the structure in the chain of a fatty acid, then that double bond uh, produces a kink, a band in the structure, and the chain uh, bands is not straight. And this is the factor why unsaturated fatty acids are liquid at room temperature. Why? Because when these fatty acids with kink in every chain, with band in every chain, when they are uh, stacked together, they are not compact enough. There is a space in between these fatty acids, and that's why very low amount of heat is enough to uh, liquefy that fat. So the fats which are rich in unsaturated fatty acids, those are usually uh, liquid at room temperature, while those fats, for example ghee, which are having a large amount of saturated fats in their structures or saturated fatty acids in their structure, are having high melting point and are solid at room temperature, because there's the fatty acids with saturations are straight chain. They can pile upon one upon another, and they can form a very compact structure, and more amount of heat is required to liquefy that compact structure. Now another type of classification is that PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids, are further classified as either cis or trans, that is called as geometric isomerism. Again, in the structure there are two fatty acids below one of which is written cis fatty acid, and below another is written trans fatty acid. So those fatty acids in which the hydrogen atom which is attached with those carbon atoms which are involved in double bond, if those hydrogen atoms are present on the same side of the plane, then those fatty acids are called as cis fatty acids. And if the hydrogen atoms attached with the carbon atoms which are involved in double bonding are present diagonally opposite to each other, those fatty acids are called as trans fatty acids. So difference is not very much, but this little difference can cause a lot of change in the properties of the fat. Usually the fatty acids with trans type of geometric isomerism are not good for our heart health, so we should avoid them in our diet. And usually during the industrial processing of fats, specifically during the hydrogenation of fat, many unsaturated fatty acids gets converted into uh, saturated fatty acids, but during this process many type of trans fatty acids are produced, and therefore uh, hydrogenated fats are usually considered bad for our health and are not preferred. Depending upon the number of carbon atoms present, the fat can also be grouped as even or odd numbered fatty acid. So again, this is another type of classification. I discussed this in some more detail, but here also I will like to reflect some light on the biosynthesis of fatty acids in cytoplasm. When fatty acids are synthesized, the cycle is represented here in the slide on your screen. In this cycle, the precursors involved are acetyl ACP and malonyl ACP. And when these two carbon precursors they combine through different steps like condensation, reduction, dehydration, and again reduction, then a 4 carbon compound butyryl ACP is formed. And this uh, if this is the uh, terminal step of this synthesis, then butyric acid is formed. And if long chain fatty acids are synthesized, then at each step two more carbon atoms gets associated, and from C4 to C6, C18, C10, C12, C14, C16, like that, fatty acids with even number of carbon atoms are formed. So that's why usually the fats of natural which are naturally present, they contain even number of carbon atom in their fatty acids. But there are also some examples of fats with odd number of carbon fatty acids. For example, the fats which are found in some plants and marine organisms, they are very rare, but they contains fatty acids with odd number of carbon atoms. For example, propionic acid, which contains 3 carbon atoms, and hepata decaenoic acid or margaric acid, which contains 17 carbon atoms in their structure, are the fatty acids with odd number of carbon atoms. A convenient method of notation of fatty acids, two numbers designating the carbon chain length and the unsaturation, is used very frequently. For example, C4 is to 0. First number denotes the number of carbon atoms, means this fatty acid C4 is to 0 contain 4 carbon atoms, and that's why it is butyric acid, and 0 represents there is no double bond in its structure. Similarly, C18 is to 1, C18 is to 2 denotes oleic acid or linoleic acid, each having 18 carbon atoms with 1 and 2 double bonds respectively. The chain length of fatty acids in milk varies from C4 to C26 usually. Taking a look at the fatty acid profile of bovine milk fat, here we can see the column number 7, that is palmitic, which is about 26.1% mole percent in cow milk and 30.3 mole percent in buffalo milk, followed by uh, stearic acid, myristic acid, and oleic acid. So again, these are the fatty acids which are predominantly present in milk fat: palmitic, stearic, oleic, and myristic. Rest other fatty acids C4, C6, C8, C10, C12 are also present in appreciable amount. Now talking about what are the factors which affect the composition of fatty acids. The fatty acids synthesized by utilizing the fatty acid producing human bacteria will have short or medium chain length from C4 to C14, and some part of C16 is also included in this. Acetate, which is one of the precursor of fatty acids during the biosynthesis, contributes to the increments to all the C4 to C14 acids, and beta hydroxybutyrate is used primarily for the initial 4 carbon primer unit of most of the fatty acids synthesized. Now, rough phase is one of the factors which can affect the composition of fatty acids in milk fat. Low rough phase diet diminish acetate and increase propionate production in the rumen. And acetate is the precursor of fatty acids. So milk produced by cow on low rough phase diet may have only half of the fat content when compared to the milk from cows on high rough phase diet, and the production of the short and medium chain saturated acids which are synthesized from acetate is significantly reduced. The second factor is presence of microorganisms in rumen which can biohydrogenate the fatty acids. Means if animal is fed unsaturated fat in its diet, even then the bacteria or microbes present in rumen of the animal can biohydrogenate those unsaturated fatty acids and then convert them into saturated fats. So if we want higher amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids in milk fat, then appreciably large quantity of polyunsaturated vegetable oils like cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil is fed to the animal, and even then the there is a little bit increase in the content of unsaturated fat in milk of the animal. The third factor is effect of lactation period on the amount of fatty acid in milk. For example, butyric acid shows a maximum value during the first month of lactation, then it declines thereafter and becomes minimal at the end. Similar trend is observed from fatty acids with 6 to 14 carbon atoms, from hexanoic acid to myristic acid. All had the similar variations. The values increased during the first 4 to 8 weeks of lactation, remained relatively constant until the 5th or 6th month, and then decreased again until the end of lactation. There is a little variation in palmitic acid throughout lactation. Stearic and oleic acid content are high in early lactation, then decline in mid lactation, and again increase in the end of the lactation. So variation in lactation is quite uncertain. Some fatty acids are initially in high amount, then they decline, then they remain constant, and at the last they decline. Some are high, then decline, and then constant. Now talking about the structure of fat globules. The structure of fat globules we have already discussed in milk fat globule membrane chapter in the month of February. Here we will briefly revise the structure again. Milk fat is predominantly present in the form of spherical droplets which are ranging in diameter from zero point 0.2 to 15 micrometers. So there is a lot of variation in the size of milk fat globules. And why there is a lot of variation? Because the process of milk fat globule synthesis, the size uh, depends on the number of collisions which are encountered by the fat globules while moving towards the apical surface of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The bulk of the fat is in the globules 1 to 8 micrometer diameter. The size distribution found may depend greatly on the measurement method employed. Globule size can considerably altered by various treatments, particularly homogenization. Homogenization breaks globules into smaller size globules and ruptures the milk fat globule membrane also. The fat globules are enveloped by a layer which is called as milk fat globule membrane. What is this membrane made up of? The membrane consists of a well organized sequence of different components arranged according to their polarity and hydrophobicity. According to their polarity and hydrophobicity. More the polar component, that would be present towards the outside of the membrane, and more hydrophobic component would be present towards the inner side of the membrane. And this layer is predominantly proteinaceous in nature, means it contains many phospholipids, glycolipids, enzymes and proteins. As most of the enzymes are also proteinaceous in nature, so this layer predominantly is proteinaceous in nature. Lipids are the next major constituents of milk fat globule membrane, and their content could vary from zero point 0.5 to 1.2 milligram per gram of the total proteins. The lipid portion comprises of neutral lipids or phospholipids. Most of the phospholipids are present in milk fat globule membrane. Due to their amphiphilic nature, the phospholipids have an important role in maintaining the stability of fat emulsion, and the constituents of the milk fat globule membrane are specifically oriented on the fat surface. What is the specificity? The innermost layer consists of high melting triglycerides which are in contact with the fat layer. The next layer, next to the innermost layer, moving towards the outer side. The next layer consists of the phospholipids with their hydrophobic portion oriented towards inwards, while the hydrophilic portion oriented outwards. The phospholipids are interspersed with cholesterol and vitamin A, etc. So means these sterols and fat soluble vitamins are interspersed between different phospholipids. And the outer layer is made up of protein enzymes. So this is a brief idea about the presence of location of different type of phospholipids, sterols, triglycerides in the milk fat globule membrane. So this was uh, enough for today. So in the next class we will discuss about some more about the properties of the milk lipids. Till then, thank you very much. Goodbye. Stay safe. Stay at home.